Revenant is a noun, and the definition is a person who has returned, especially supposedly from the dead. Guys, today is finally the day where I can review the all-new Storm Revenant. The bar and the hopes for this ball are as high as any ball that I have thrown in a very long time, and I don't think it's possible for this ball to live up to the hype. And if you know me, then you know why that is. This ball has the same core and cover combination as the Spectre, which is one of my favorite balls that I threw in 2022, but unfortunately, the issues with the USB-C happened, but now we have the Revenant. So let's get into the tech behind the Revenant. It features the Vector core, which in 15 pounds has an RG of 2.54, which is on that high side, and a max differential of .050, which is again on that high side. And then wrapped around that core is the R3S Pearl cover stock that comes out of box with that reactor gloss finish. And then as you can see, I drilled two Revenants and I went with two completely different layouts. One is my standard 30 by 4 by 30 layout, and then I am experimenting with a little bit longer pin-up paps, and so far I'm not loving the longer pin-up paps, but with the Revenant I went 60 by 5 by 30. Guys, I am very excited for this ball. If this is even 50% of what that Spectre was, I'm going to end up loving this ball. So let me know down below in the comments if you guys are excited for the Revenant, even anywhere near as I am, why or why not. We're gonna be here at South Point on lane 2 on a fresh typical house shot, and then towards the end of the video, we're gonna move over to lane 1, which is nice and transitioned, which would be kind of the scenario when I would go to something like the Revenant. I'll see you guys on the lanes. All right, first right here with the Revenant, we're gonna start a little bit straighter. And I'm not expecting much on the fresh. I expect it to look much better on lane 1. All right, so that looked pretty good on the fresh. Really excited to see what it's gonna look like on that burn. Yeah, so that actually looked really, really good. Wow, that looks good. All right, so this is gonna be the 5-inch pin one, and I'm gonna go right to that exact same spot. Wow. All right, so we're gonna move left off that. That was much longer and way quicker down lane, the 5-inch pin one. Okay, we'll move right of that. All right, so we're gonna go in between those shots there and see if we can get this 5-inch pin one to strike here. Yeah, so let's start chasing it left a little bit, which is a welcoming sign on the fresh. Woo. All right, we're gonna move left a little bit again. If that's brutal 7-pin, let's make a good shot here. All right, one more shot here with the 4-inch one, and then we'll get back into that 5-inch pin one. All right, back into the 5-inch one. It retains a lot more energy for down lane, which is really nice to see. Yeah, I do like my light hits, so we're just gonna stay there and let it come to us here. All right, then one more here before the first break. All right, so now we're all done with the first group of shots, the 4-inch pin Revenant and the 5-inch pin Revenant. And I'm thinking that surprisingly, I think I like the 5-inch pin one on the fresh a little more. I feel like it gives me a little bit more room for error. where the 4-inch pin one kind of wants to get into a roll a little bit sooner because it does have that stronger pin to pad placement. And so I'm gonna throw one more group of shots on the fresh, and then the last group of shots I'm gonna throw on the burn lane, because again, that's the scenarios when I would go to something like the Revenant, but I do like the way it rolls on the fresh. And I think that going forward, I need to get the Spectre out of my mind and really focus on the Revenant, because while they do share the same core and cover combination, on the lanes, which is where all the tests are actually done, on the lanes, the balls are very different from one another. So let's get back on the lanes. All right, back in the 4-inch Revenant. Get left, kind of slow hook it like I was doing the 5-inch one. All right, so we're gonna move 2 left off that shot. I thought that was too good of a shot to 7-pin. All right, that was a really good shot. Let's see if we can't repeat that here. All right, back into the 5-inch Revenant. I'm gonna stay left where I was with the 4 and see how it differs as we create more angle. Let's move right off that. All right, let's go like 2 and 2 right off that shot. That was a pretty brutal 7-10. Missed in by a mile, and I get a broken stroke. All right, well, let's throw a better shot, because that was pretty bad. That's pretty good. Oh! All right, back into the 4-inch pin Revenant. Let's just make better shots here, huh? That was a much better shot. Much, much better executed. All right, physically, that was a good shot. So let's just repeat that. That's in. Yeah, I got to get it into the friction. I think I'm just a little bit too far left for the fresh lane. That's a good shot there. All right, back in the 5-inch pin one for a couple shots. Take a break, then we'll go to the burn lane. Yeah, this 5-inch pin one is way quicker down lane than the 4. There we go. All right, last shot here on the fresh. Very curious to see how it's gonna look on lane 1. Oh, shim. All right, so now we're all done taking a look at the Revenant on that fresh lane. And there is a lot of good things and a few bad things that I'm seeing with the Revenant on the fresh. I think that the 4-inch pin one could benefit from a little bit of surface if I was gonna throw it on the fresh. And I think that 5-inch pin one looked really good. It allowed me to get left, created way more pop down lane, which is kind of what you want to see out of a high RG, high differential, shiny pearl ball. I do, however, think that both of these are a little finicky for the fresh, but again, it's not really a scenario where I would go to something like the Revenant on the fresh. So now we're gonna move over to lane 1, which I said is nice in transition. I shot the video of the absolute, so there's at least 3.5 games worth of play on that lane. And we're gonna get left, create some shape, and see how they differ from one another. All right, so this is the 4-inch Revenant on the burn lane here. There we go. See, that looks way better. Yeah, so this is pretty much everything I wanted. Nice length, nice pop down lane. Yeah, it's much better on the... All right, then one more shot here with the 4-inch pin Revenant before we get into the 5-inch pin one. So now I'll throw the 5. All right, so now this is the 5-inch pin Revenant on the burn lane from the same spot. Missed right. So that one I missed right and it's still recovered. Let's see what happens when I hit my mark. Let's see what it does. Oh! All right, that was a much better shot. Let's see if I can go 6 for 6 to start on the burn. I missed in, no chance. All right, back in the Revenant. We're gonna move like 3 left, create a little bit more shape, and see how it looks here. Yeah, this Revenant versus the Fate is gonna be an incredible comparison. Threw that one fast. All right, last shot here with the 4-inch pin Revenant. Let's slow that down. That last one was a little fast. That's a really good shot. All right, 3 more shots, all from the 5-inch pin Revenant from the same spot as the 4. Yeah, I think that looked really good. You guys are gonna have to let me know which one you think looks better. That's a little fast. Oh, wow, that read the middle so hard. You like that one better? All right, last shot of the video here. Okay, we're gonna do one more. All right, so let's actually get the ball right now because that was pretty terrible, fantastic 4. All right, so now we're all done reviewing the all-new Storm Revenant. I think that the 4-inch pin and the 5-inch pin were, I think, too similar to warrant having 2 of them in the bag, but I do think that they would each come out at a different time. I definitely think that in the burn and in transition, I'm gonna get into that 4-inch pin one sooner. And then once I really need to get left and just shim it right into the friction, that's when that 5-inch pin one is gonna come. And I had really high hopes and really high expectations for this ball. And on the fresh, it really wasn't the look that I was expecting or looking for, and nor does it matter because it's a ball that I'm never gonna throw on the fresh. But holy bananas, on that burn in transition, that Revenant looked fantastic. I'm really looking forward to adding this into the bag for that Game 3, Game 4 in League, as well as later in the block in tournaments. Let me know in the comments what balls you want to see me compare to the Revenant and why. Thank you guys so much.